Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for another DC comic review, and this will be somewhat seen as part 2 of a review of DC's Saved by the Belle Reve. And of course I will come back to the cover ratings, which are again 7.5 out of 10 for both of them. Now, the next thing is to move into the stories, to which I'll show some of the art in relation to the rest of the stories that didn't get reviewed before, but will now be reviewed. And once I'm done showing some of the art in relation to the stories, I'll move into the story rating of each of the stories that you got to see, starting now. Now, this is some of the art around the first story. This is some of the art around the second story. I will be missing the third story, but my only criticism, only in regards to the third story, which I'll make public now, but also be shown on the description, is that the only thing I sort of disliked in the story was with Sydney's shirt. It really didn't need to be worn, and I think it could have been well executed without the shirt, but still work fine with the pink hair. Now, this is some of the art around the fourth story. Some of the art around the next story, which is the Teen Titans Go. Some of the art around the next story. Of course, moving into the next story, which is around the character of Azrael. And last but not least, the 8th story, to which this almost feels like it could fit into the Batman animated universe type of stories. Alright, now that the art has been shown in relation to each story, I'll go through the rating in relation to both the story and the art for each of the titles, all bar the Super Sons, to which by now you should have already seen that review. If not, it'll be coming up after this one. So for the Gotham Academy one, I gave a 7 out of 10 for the story, and a 7.5 for the art. I really enjoyed the art, and I really like what Becky Cloonan did here. Is it a perfect story? It's not a perfect story, but it's an alright story. Moving into the next one, the Suicide Squad one, I gave a 6.5 out of 10, but a 7 for the art. No need to do the Super Sons one. The Green Arrow one, which is story 4, I gave a 7.5 for both the art and the story. For the Tiny Titans, story 5, I gave a 7 for the story, because I think it's really fun enough for kids to enjoy, and a 6.5 out of 10 for the art. Moving into the Black Lightning story, which is story 6, I gave a 6.5 for the story and a 7 for the art. I really enjoyed the art over the story in that one. Moving into story 7, which is around Azrael, I gave a 7 for the art and a 7 for the story. And last but not least, story 8, again, to which I mentioned the art, I think would work better for maybe the Batman animated series. It almost feels like it could be a story from that series era, just in the way it comes across. And not only that, in technicality, Nightwing would have been 18. And if you're looking at it in, say, a comic context, he didn't become Nightwing until a little bit later in the Judas contract, and the way that this story was written, it felt like it was meant to be before that, but it was very not quite executed well. To which the story was a 6.5 out of 10 from me, but I did actually enjoy the artwork, to which I do actually feel that it would probably work really well for a Batman animated comic story, to which I gave it a 7 out of 10. Well, until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.